Hey guys, this week's travels bring me to Bogota, Colombia, one of my favorite cities in the whole world. Everything from the food, the people, the atmosphere, the weather is perfect here for me, and I love it. There's tons of flea markets and indoor markets and street vendors here in South America in general, and it's prone to, have a lot of video game stuff, especially retro stuff, so that's what we're here to check out. Every single time I've come here, I've done really well game hunting, so let's just hope it happens again. We're gonna hit everything from flea markets to shopping malls, so let's get to it. After this empanada, when we finish it. All right, let's go. Here with my boy Stevie. It's my boy. We're here in Bogota, Colombia. Our first stop is San Andresito de la 38. Let's go see what we find. San Andresito de la 38 is a series of malls, and it's like a 5-block radius. So you're gonna see a lot of different little shopping malls, as you can see here, ranging from electronics to shoes to jeans, shirts, basically anything you need, you can find it here. Here in Bogota or in Colombia, people go to malls like this to get their products and clothing, because the malls that we're used to, the big shopping centers, are kind of like considered high-end, or just a place to hang out and window shop. And as you can see here, all we're finding is new PS3, PS4, and new Xbox 360, so it's time to start asking around.
¿No saben dónde conseguir juegos NES? En la otra esquina, pasando la calle. ¿En la calle? ¿Es en la misma plaza o es otra? Es diferente. Ah, ok, gracias.
So we crossed the street, and now we're in this shopping mall. We see watches, I see a bunch of different products like clothing, belts, hats, and there was one stand with BB guns, or maybe they were real guns, I don't even know. Some video game stands, still a new PS4, Xbox 360. There's a couple of stands with figures, and then we see this place has rollerblades and roller skates, which is pretty cool. This stand was cool. It had Dragon Ball Z figures. I'm not sure if they were original or not, but they had a ton of stuff.
¿Tienes juegos de NES o Super Nintendo? Super NES. Sí. Ok, gracias.
En esta bodega no consigue, en la próxima bodega puede conseguir algo de lo que está buscando. Aquí en todas las esquinas determina esta cuadra, la bodega azul. Sí, en todas las esquinas, a mano derecha usted ve ahí un Batman o un Superman, grande. Ahí están vendiendo cositas de esas de...
Bueno, gracias. I got a clue.
So we're on our way to the place that guy just told us. It's a shopping center across the street. Make a right, you're gonna see a large Superman or Batman statue. So that's where we're headed right now. As you can see, there's a lot of street vendors here, a lot of soccer jerseys. Everything outdoors is completely legal here. They just set up shop. I'm sure they have some sort of permit, but every single day you'll see vendors outside. So yeah, basically anything you need, you can find it here.
I see a sign that says PS1 Game Boy, so we're gonna go check it out. But it's a clothing shop.
Oh, on the back, man.
Where?
Right over there.
Oh,
It's
okay. I see
blue
the
and gray.
So after looking for this retro mall for a while now, we see an old bust-a-move arcade machine, which is a great sign. So we keep walking past it, and we see a bunch of empty stalls, which I was told it was a up-and-coming retro mall here in Bogota. So we keep walking, and we see our first stall on the left that was open. It's all retro stuff, which, you know, is a great sign. So we go check it out, and the first thing I see is this TV. I found one of these Samsung GX TVs in a flea market in Tijuana, Mexico for a mere $12, and it's been one of my best finds to date. So right away up top I see some Nintendo signs, some boxed NES console stuff. I see a bunch of consoles up front. It's a well put together stall. There's an Aqua N64. I see the Sega CD combo, some family computer, Famicom stuff, some beat up NES carts. I see the bottom over here. I see the Sega Master System 2. Then I also see a Super Famicom. Up behind the counter, I see a bunch of Game & Watch stuff, which I'm a huge fan of. And nobody was really around to man it. So we waited an hour, came back, still nobody was around, so we moved on. I later found out it was a museum-only stall. And now we're here at this one. This one looks like my buddy Teddy's stall. It's closed, but he looks familiar because he has a lot of Japanese Dreamcast, Sega Saturn stuff. He has a lot of Japanese versions of N64. So we're going to come back at a later time. But in the meantime, play a little game of Galaga. So it's 4 days later. We're back at San Andresito. Found the retro mall, and we see that the stand that was closed is now open. And this happens to be Sona Games, which is this guy I know, Teddy. He has a lot of great stuff, as you can see. He used to run it out of his house, and now he has his own stand here in the mall. He has a lot of great Game Boy, DS, Dreamcast, Sega. So we're gonna look at his Nintendo stuff and see what we find. He's telling me right now what he has, and kind of picking out some games I see. I got Lolo 3, Kid Cool, Dragon Power, which I was missing. I see Darkman, had to get that. And Pro Sports Hockey, that's a great one, missing that one. And Stack Up, which is another rare one. And then this pinball game, I think it's the Black Label pinball, but we'll see. So we're gonna he tests them out for me. And Pro Sports Hockey is the expensive one here, so he gave me a great deal on it. I think it was like $90. Showing me some Sega stuff, Alicia Dragoon, Inbox. Not really a Sega guy, but wanted to see it anyway. He had a great price on that, but I ended up not picking it up. And he had some other Sega stuff. Among those, I saw Michael Jackson's Moonwalker, which is, come on, it's literally the greatest Sega game ever. It's hilarious, it's fun, it's Michael Jackson. So testing it out, making sure it's in English, because it was a Japanese cart. Everything is in English, so I ended up taking that. And I think for everything I spent a little over 200, like 210, something like that. But if you guys are ever in Bogota, Colombia, come out to Sona Games, ZONAGAMZ. Look it up on Facebook. Teddy's a great guy. He'll always give you a good deal, and you'll always walk out with something. He's amazing.
So usually the flea markets are every Sunday, my favorite day of the week in Bogota. And they usually use parking lots that are used as parking lots during the weekdays. And during the weekend they use them for flea markets.
So as soon as we come in, the first thing we see in the first stand is an N64 console. No controllers, no cable. It's got the jumper pack with no cover. Not an N64 guy, I'm an NES guy, but I always try to get these at $5, so let's see what she wants.
¿Cuánto por esto?
20.
¿Así nomás?
$20,000 is what she wants. That's a pretty good price. That's about $7 US. I'm gonna try to get her down to 15, which is about $5 US. So I'm gonna end up picking this up because she did say yes to 15. So that's it. This guy wanted to take it. I grabbed it right before he did and paid the lady. So I'm now a proud owner of an N64 console. So as we keep walking here, you see that there's a lot of amazing stuff here. This flea market is called San Alejo, Sanalejo, San Alejo. It's on 7th Avenue, Carrera 7, and 24th Street, I want to say, right in the heart of Bogota. And every Sunday, starting at 9 a.m., you'll find tons of great stuff here. I just wish I could take it all with me. There's a lot of great gold, silver, old bikes, toys, you name it, and they have it. It's really awesome, and it's really great to see flea markets like this outside of the U.S. and a lot of collectors out here. Like this table has a bunch of awesome toys. I've seen things from like old He-Man to G.I. Joe, things like that for super cheap. So I keep saying it, but if you're ever out in the area of Bogota, Colombia, you need to come out here. This guy always has a bunch of great stuff, and it's just so hard to not want to buy everything. This is a table I found. There's a Famicom, Super Nintendo, a bunch of games, a bunch of multi-carts. A lot of Famicom multi-carts out here all the time. And I'm looking at the Famicom stuff. It's some repro stuff. And yes, I do see the Sega Master System 2 in box back there. I'm seeing it in the video, but I didn't see it when I was there. Like I said, I always have my mind on Nintendo stuff, so I didn't even notice it when I was there, but I do see it now. I wonder how much he wanted. But I'm asking about the SNES. I think he wanted $120,000 for the SNES, which is about $50. So nothing interesting there, for my eyes anyway. And we keep walking here. We see a lot of tools here, golf clubs. Really awesome stuff, like I said. Way different from the flea markets in the U.S. where you'll just see the same crap all the time. But what I haven't seen here is a lot of old records, which is something I like to look through as well. But a lot of handmade jewelry here. This table, I basically, if you make a Jason from Friday the 13th salt shaker, I'm gonna buy it, especially if it's like $5,000, which is around $1.80, something like that. So I did pick that up. He had a lot of great stuff. It looks like he did a lot of 3D printing and then painted it and made it real nice. So real creative guy. Going in here is a toy stand. Pretty cool stuff. I asked if they had any Nintendo, and I think they only had some Famicom stuff, which I don't really know much about. I know a few things about it, but she did have a Super Nintendo console inside that cage, but I didn't pick it up. But almost every stand has something you want to purchase, which is great. It's a great ratio of good vendors to bad vendors. There's all the Famicom games I just mentioned. So we're gonna keep walking here. We see a lot of cool stuff. And like I said, this flea market is great. It's got a lot of great food, a lot of great cultural stuff, souvenirs, old retro stuff, old toys, jewelry, custom made stuff. It's really great, and it's not that I've had huge finds here. It's just that I've had a lot of great little finds. So I think the most rare item I've found here is a Lufia 2 for Super Nintendo. Got it for real cheap, under $10. And I've never found anything really crazy here other than that. I think I found some Pokemon games for real cheap, Game Boy games, maybe some boxed NES games, but everything has been way under what the value is, so which is the great part. I think I've also bought some old currency here. I found some old currency from my country, El Salvador, and some old Colombian currency. I know a little bit about everything, so I've also bought some silver here, some gold, for real cheap. So I always try to buy a little bit of everything, but for the most part I stick to NES. And coming up here, I think there's a table with some Nintendo stuff. See some NES cards there. So I looking through them. I see Slalom, Castlevania, Super Pitfall. I think I grabbed. I believe he wanted 90,000 for the Castlevania, which is like $28, $30. Then he wanted $5 for the Super Pitfall. I don't think I grabbed them because I already have both of them, and I wanted to see what else was out there. There was a lot more flea market to go. I believe I said I was going to come back to this stand, but don't think I ever did. I believe this guy once told me he has a store. I want to say it's called Cuarto de Juegos, which is 1/4, like the fraction 1/4. De Juegos, Juegos. He's always giving me good prices on stuff, so check him out. I might post the link or the name of the store on the screen. So we keep looking here, and there's a lot of good stuff, but trying to stick to Nintendo NES today. I think we're almost nearing the end of this flea market. After this San Alejo one, you go right next to it. There's another parking lot right up the hill to the left, and there's another flea market there. So we're gonna hit that one, and then we're gonna hit a third one, which is about 10 blocks away. So that's my usual Sunday ritual when I'm in Bogota. We head back here, and I saw NES. Well, first I see the Zapper. It's a weird Zapper. I've never seen it before. It's obviously an aftermarket. It's got the Nintendo input. So I asked how much it is. He wanted 5,000, which is about $2. So I picked that one up, and this NES clone top loader slash front loader console was there, but it's missing the little doors. It's incomplete, so I didn't take it. So I did take the Zapper, which is I'm a big fan of aftermarket third party stuff. So pay the gentleman here, and it's mine. So now we're walking up right next to the San Alejo flea market. There is another parking lot, which is where they have flea markets also. I'm not sure the name of this one, but it's right next to it. Just go left up the hill, and this one has a bunch of stalls too. Usually it's the same company that runs them. You see the blue tents, the 5x5 tents, and ton of stuff here too. A lot of toys. I wish I knew about toys. I know the basic stuff like G.I. Joe, He-Man, and Pez and all that, but it's a whole different level here. A lot of rare old 70s toys, which if you're a toy collector, I recommend it. Here I believe I see a Super Nintendo, yes, Super Nintendo console. I asked him if he had controllers or connectors or anything. He said no. I asked him for the price. He said it was 20,000, which is I believe the same as the N64 I picked up earlier. And asked him for 15. If he'd take 15, he said yes. So I did end up picking this one up. It's a nice console. I'm sure I could find something in my storage unit that I could bundle it up with, and either flip it or have it in my collection, depending on the quality of it and if it works and all that. Just keep in mind I am buying blindly here. I'm asking if everything works. They say yes, so that's how it usually goes here with flea markets, especially in other countries. And so I picked up a Super Nintendo console. Here walking around, you see every table has potential to have something with video games or something similar. So walking around, a lot of people have handmade stuff, like there's a lot of superhero stuff, a lot of Marvel fans here, so they make a lot of homemade like handmade stuff, custom stuff. There's no rules out here when it comes to selling pirated stuff or fake bags or anything, so you have to be careful with that type of stuff. So here I pick up Mario Party DS, and I open it up and Mario Party's in there, and there's also another game. I believe it was Pac-Man. So I asked him how much. He said 30,000, which is about $10. I didn't end up picking any of these up. Don't really know much about DS or Wii or Wii U, so I just kind of brush over those. When I'm in the U.S., I kind of look them up online for prices or whatever. But since I'm overseas right now, I can't do that. I don't have data. I don't have service. These are two pirated Famicom multi-cart. Love these. I love the suspense of putting it in the console and seeing if it works or not. I love seeing what games are in it. Asked him how much. He said 6,000 for the two of them. 6,000 is about $2. So I picked those up. Guy grabbed my camera. He was curious about the camera, so it's pretty funny. And so I picked those two up. And now we're looking to see here. There are a couple tables here that I guess we call them resellers. There are those here also, but their prices are just ridiculous, and I don't even bother with that. And like I said, there's a lot of musical instruments, gold and silver, It's just ridiculous out here. If I lived out here, I would pick up so much more stuff every week. Now, what I didn't buy that I see all the time are N64 controllers. I see a lot of the rare ones all the time here, but I saw a few, but didn't see any of the rare ones. I think I saw a blue one, and just the regular ones, but the joysticks were loose, so I usually don't pick those up.
Just keep track of how much I borrow from you. And when I get you.
A lot of old audio stuff too. That's pretty cool. I love that. Here I see a Pokemon Silver for Game Boy. Not sure if it's fake or real. He wanted 8,000 for that, which is about $3. And here is a Crystal Warriors for Game Gear Sega. Pretty sure that's a rare one. Wasn't really sure, but I did pick it up anyway. I asked him how much, and he said 15,000, which is about $5. So I ended up picking the Crystal Warriors up and the Pokemon Silver for $8, which is about $3. All these Super Famicom games, I have no idea. Don't really know what's what. There's a Super Nintendo console there with the Mario Paint and the Mario Paint mouse, but not the mouse pad, which is why I didn't pick it up. He wanted to sell everything in one shot. He didn't want to split it up. I would have taken just the console or just the Mario Paint and the mouse. But
oh no, I have it.
it is what it is. My boy Stevie giving me some money. And we move on, see what else we find. Here's a red multi-cart Famicom game. I didn't pick it up because it was kind of flimsy and loose, and it was already too many Famicom games I had picked up, so I passed on that. But like I said, you can find those all over the place here. So yeah, I'm sure we'll run into a few more of those coming up later in the day. This is done here, so we're gonna head on over to the next one.
So we're here at Parque Los Periodistas, or in English, Journalist Park. That's how you say it? Yep. Journalist Park. Location of our second flea market. Just look for this. Look for that thing, and then make a left, and you'll find it.
So this parking lot is, like I just said, Parque Periodistas, Journalist Park. Make a left. There's a parking lot right there. Like I said, during the week, these are used as pay parking lots. And yeah, there's a ton of these all over town. We just hit the 3 that you saw because they're close to each other. So you start on 24th and 7th, work your way over to 19th, and you're on 19th and 7th. Then you walk to 19th and 3rd, and that's where this one is. So it's a fun walk, and in between, since they close the streets for bikes, you see a lot of street vendors too, which is pretty cool. The street vendors have no license, and they just kind of set up shop. The cops kick them out. They move. So, and that happens all day, that cat and mouse game. So if you're lucky to see some street vendors, make sure you check out what they have, because a lot of the times they have a lot of cool gaming stuff. And here we go. We find a nice aisle here with a bunch of stuff in piles. Let's see. I see some Super Nintendo stuff here, some Nintendo stuff, N64. That controller had a loose joystick, so I don't even bother with those. Not really sure how to fix them or anything, so I don't even buy those. I believe this guy had Super Mario World. he had some sports game and a black cartridge, which I'm assuming was Killer Instinct, or maybe the other one that's black. I forgot which one it was. But asking for prices, he was a little overpriced for my liking, so I believe I passed on this. Then moving over here, past a few stalls with Famicom stuff, so just kind of keep moving, looking for something that's American version, maybe for my collection or something like that. Now, if you do come to Bogota, make sure you come, during a week where you're gonna have a Sunday, so you can do all this, which is the day that there's a ski or die. By the way, I think ski or die was $5. I ended up picking that up. But yeah, if you can cover 2 Sundays, that's great, because a lot of the street vendors recognize you, or you can tell them the first week if they have any Nintendo stuff. They usually don't bring it, and they'll bring it the next week for you, and then that way you'll have more of a chance to get a big score. So I ended up picking a ski or die here, and I ended up picking up 2 random multi-cart Famicom games here. I believe he wanted like 10,000 for 2, something like that, which is like $5. I ended up spending $10 here. Those are the 2 that I chose. Pay the man. He looks tired. Pay the man. And we move on. There they are, ski or die, and the 2 Famicom multi-carts. Here we have a N64 console, Super Nintendo, and a PS1, I want to say. PS1, yeah. So I'm asking him how much for the games. I see Super Mario Duck Hunt cart, and then I see Super Mario Kart 64. I'm sorry, and Mario Party Part 1 on N64. So I took Mario Duck Hunt for 10,000, which is about $3, and then after careful consideration, I ended up haggling him down for the 2 N64 cards for 100,000, which is about $37. So I paid $37 for both Mario Kart 64 and Mario Party 64. So those are pretty good buys, and I got Mario Duck Hunt for $3. So that wasn't a bad stall there. So we're winding down here. We have a couple of aisles left, and it's been a long morning. So if we could find anything else, that'd be great. Because I've already found a lot of good stuff. So I'm happy with today. And those are Mickey Mouse phones. Those are worth money. I'm happy with today. I think we found some great stuff. And if we could find a couple more things, that'd be awesome. There's an old NES pirated console. I did pick up another gun there, another one of those zappers, the black zappers, for $2. So now I have two of those. I went from never seeing those in my life to getting two today, so pretty awesome. This guy here has some mystery carts. No label. And I think this is the end of this flea market. Here at the last aisles, a lot of toys, a lot of miscellaneous items, which are great to look through. Here I see another Super Nintendo console. No controllers, no cables. I already have one, so I'm not gonna pick that one up. But let's see what else he has here. See one of the transparent Game Boys. He wanted way too much for that. I think the equivalent of like $30. With no battery cover. But it did work, but I told him I'd think about it, come back. Yeah, I'm not coming back. And lastly, I think here there was another Game Boy. He wanted about $25. Game Boys are huge here. They're more valuable than old Nintendo and N64 sometimes. People love them. Mostly you don't get the battery cover, so that's really hard to find. So I put that one back, and then I asked him to see these LCD games. I saw a Tetris one. I think these go for about $3 in the US, in the States. So I just wanted to see what he wanted. He wanted something like $5. So that was that. And that looks like that's the end of our 3 flea market run here. I think we did well, and I think we found a lot of good stuff. I think I'm gonna need a bigger luggage going back home, because I probably won't be able to fit that. And yeah, let's recap. Let's see what we got, and let's do it. So I was able to get the Super Nintendo console, no controllers, no cables, for $15,000, which is about $5. It's in great condition. Tested it and it works, so that's good. I got all the NES games. Let's start it with Super Mario Duck Hunt and Ski or Die for $3 each. Not bad. It's got some labelware, but I was missing Ski or Die, so they're both 3-screw also. So I'll keep that in my collection for now. I got Dragon Power from Teddy, Stack Up, Kid Cool, Pro Sports Hockey. I was also able to get Donkey Kong 3, Darkman, the pinball game that has a different shell in it, and Michael Jackson's Moonwalker for Sega. They were all in good condition. They all work. No scratches on any of them. And for these, I paid $218 total, 660,000 Colombian. I think it's a fair price. Pro Sports Hockey I've never seen, so I was psyched to get that one. Up next, we have the Game Gear Crystal Warriors. Paid $5 for that. That was a good one. And Pokemon Silver, found out it's fake. It says game right there. That's a rookie mistake. That's garbage. All right, up next, we have the Famicom games. I paid $6 for all of these. 3 of them are multi-carts, 9-in-1. And then we have the one with the Spider-Man, 150 games in one. And then I have a 4-in-1. And then I have another multi-cart that's for the Nanica station system. Got to look into that a little more, but those were a good price. Can't wait to try them out. Then also have the N64 console, no controllers, no cover on the jumper pack, 15,000, just $5. And this one is tested and works. I tried the N64 games I got with it. And speaking of those, they're right here. I got Mario Party for $38. I got both of them for $38. So Mario Party and Mario Kart 64. Mario Kart, the label is very worn down by the sun, but both of them are a great buy. I think one of them is worth $40, so not really sure, but they work with the N64, which is cool. And then lastly, I got the 2 zappers that I've never seen before for $350. Great buys. They both work, tested, and that's pretty much it, guys. I will see you next time, whether it's this country or another.